You're changing a culture. You change when you change the leadership. You throw on top of it that we had an unprecedented environment with the virus, and Mike, meaning head coach Mike McCarthy, and his staff weren't able to have interactions with the team other than virtual. So that brings up the question. There's challenges out there, but there's a lot of other new staffs that have had the same challenges. You throw that in there, then you throw the injuries that we've had to work with, and certainly it's been a big challenge. That was in response to questions about the job security of Mike McCarthy. He's not even been there one season. We're already talking about that. So I guess I would phrase the question to you this way, Ryan Clark. If you were making the decisions in Dallas, would you look at it and say, bad luck, bad injuries, I'm bringing everybody back next year, and we're going to make a run? That I'm just running this season essentially back with Dak and McCarthy and everybody else, and next year is going to be entirely different. Is that how you would view it?
No, I don't believe you look at it that way. I think you can't look at it in a vacuum. You don't know what pick you'll have next year. You don't understand how contract negotiations will be. And I don't think that this coaching staff in full should come back the same way. When you look at the defensive side of the ball and what Mike Nolan has done as a defensive coordinator, they do have the pieces they expected to have. And they have been terrible throughout the season. If that doesn't improve, I believe that's something you need to look into. And obviously you don't want to give up on a coach in his first year. But, we've seen it done before. We saw it done with Steve Wilkes in Arizona, and that has worked out for them. And so if you are the Dallas Cowboys, you need to look at this team from a standpoint of, if we run this thing back, how good and how competitive can we be? Or is there a way to keep the core of this team and then move some pieces around to be able to compete immediately? I think they have to look at this inside and out to figure out what's the best plan to move forward with for the Dallas Cowboys.
They have fascinating decisions to make at coach and at quarterback. Domonique, would you just run it back next year?
Nah, absolutely not. And I know that we think of Mike McCarthy as an offensive coach, but Kellen Moore is the guy who has the offense. The one thing that Mike McCarthy could really put his fingerprint on was hiring Nolan to run that defense, and that defense has been a problem. And you could say that maybe the Dak injury is a random thing that threw the season off, but that's not the problem. That defense was terrible before Dak got there, and I understand blaming the pandemic, but we all dealing with it. Like, all the teams are dealing with it. This is not a unique Dallas situation. Some teams with good coaches most likely, have figured out how to be good or at least be respectable in this situation under these circumstances. The Cowboys have not.
And what do you think, Dan Graziano? Is there any reason to believe, we hear what the Joneses are saying, is there significant reason to believe there could be a coaching change there?
No, I believe them when they used to say about Jason Garrett, no, he's not going to be fired during the season. That was true. He wasn't. So there is reason to believe them. I admire Stephen Jones for standing by his guy and his decision, but, I mean, to say culture change, culture was not the problem under Jason Garrett. It was in-game decision-making and an inability for the coaching to elevate the team on game day. So I don't know exactly what they're getting at there. They hired Mike McCarthy, and they keep Kellen Moore, as Domonique said. I'm not sure what they were trying to change, but it doesn't look like it's been a change for the better.
Well, it'll be fascinating to see where it goes. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.